Hi friend, hello. Today we are making cold porcelain using corn syrup, glutinous rice flour, shortening, tylose powder. We will use also rice flour. I will use in total 1 tablespoon of shortening. Grease my bowl with shortening. This is 500 grams of glutinous rice flour all together. I will add tylose powder, 1 tablespoon, tylose powder, and then we will make mixing here, and we will add 2 cups in total of corn syrup, but let's start with this one. Okay, now let's mix a little bit. And finally, we will add water, 8 tablespoons. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Mix. I will add the second cup of corn syrup. Combine well. Okay, now I will use a little bit of shortening. The rest, let's put this together and now clean this. I will add a cup of rice flour, not glutinous rice flour, and then just make this dry. This depends of your dough, okay? You have to feel it. So I will start with this half cup of rice. If I need more, I will add more. See, immediately it will get dry. This. Turn the other side. this way, the other side. And now this is already dry, so we don't need more flour here. We need some shortening to make this more soft and elastic. This way. Try to combine with all the okay. I will add a little bit of more shortening, half. Until it's not sticky to your hands. Okay, now I will place here. So we have this now. I want you to observe the consistency of this, okay? See, the consistency of this is very grainy, as you can see, very grainy. But as you add more rice here, you will get more smooth consistency. So for example, I will add more. This is only rice, okay? This is just rice flour, not glutinous rice flour. It's just rice flour. One more. Here you have to reach a smooth and soft consistency. And little by little, add a little bit more of shortening. So you can keep this that way. Then as you work, then you just need the piece that you need. Work with. See how it will change. Okay, more shortening. So this is more elastic. Okay, that way. Now how it's changing. Now we will make the comparison between the first and the second. More. Shortening. When you notice that it is a little bit hard, then you can start modeling. Not now, because now it's too soft. We need to gain more consistency. As much rice flour we add, this will become more white than the original. Okay, more of this. Okay, let's make our first comparison. Let's take this part. See how this is improving, but still we need to add more. Until it's not sticky and it's a little bit harder, then you can model and of course the color will change also. Okay, I think now it's fine. Let's absorb all this. Remove this. Let's add more shortening. And now let's make a ball. Okay, now compare this with this. It's completely different, the consistency. Now, if you want more hard, this is good enough to make flowers, okay? But as I model faces like this, I want more, still need more hard my dough, so I add more flour. I need a certain consistency because otherwise, as I mold the face, then I will lose the shape. So that's why. Okay, that is enough. Okay, this is good. Okay, now I need just a little part of this. Make a ball to create the face. I will test this, what happened like in 1 month, to see if there is not shrinks. I don't think so because I don't have the PVC glue. But in any case, I will let you know. So let's make here our division. Okay, now just work with the fingers. And smooth this area. Okay, now with this this is a tea spoon. Let's mark the nose and then just here make this, and here let's mark, and then with my finger smooth with a little bit of shortening. Okay, and then just do this, and then just make the profile this way. Smooth, smooth this up. Okay, and now let's make some smiling part here. Like this, up. And now I will just cut this part so I create this lip, the upper lip, and this. Okay, and then just smooth very gently. and try to keep the shape always in place. Here we can go up. Okay, now let's put this back this way to create the chin and the cheeks at the same time. And now let's make the eyes, or sort of the eyes. And this is a basic, very basic face, as you can see. Very basic, just to show you that you can model with this glutinous recipe called Porcelain a face also. And now I will leave it dry this way. But that is the face, as you can see. Okay, so I will let it dry and I will tell you what happened in more or less 10 days if it's not shrinkable. But I want you to notice the smoothness of the face, even though here, if you see, it's not it's very grainy. As you can see, it's very grainy, but as you smooth with your fingers, it loses that grainy consistency and it becomes very, very smooth. So you can see here the comparison. So you can model faces with this and also flowers. I will let it keep dry. And for example, if you do flowers, for example, let's take to make one petal with my hand only. See? See? And then just rip it out and then cut here. Let's make another one. Just with your finger open, and you see that it's very good. You can make it very thin and it's very elastic. So we go here, this way, open this a little bit, open this one more. Also I will let it dry this flower to see what happened later. Way. And then open this area. Okay, one more. And last this. I will try another recipe using only rice, okay, flour, not glutinous. So we have this, as you can see here. I will let it dry, both the face and this flour, to see what happened. How to conserve this? As you see, I won't mix this with the rice flour. I will conserve in this way. This way is very grainy. Okay, just knead before to place in a bag and then close it very well. way. No air inside. And that's it. Okay. Hi friends, hello, how are you? This is day 3 of when I modeled this face with you. And I want to show you the results of this tryout called Porcelain using glutinous rice. And the results are very interesting, I must say, because I noticed that when this flour, for example, in the case of the flour, get absolutely dry, it changed the color. You can see and appreciate clearly the difference in the color of the face and this flour. That is why, because this is big piece of cold porcelain, and this is very tiny, tiny layer for the petals. So the process of drying is very fast with this. And you can also listen the sound. This dry very strong, very hard. See, and it doesn't break. It doesn't break. Okay, I will leave this fold. See, doesn't break. Okay, this is completely dry. So this is good point for this cold porcelain. Second one, I told you that the change of color means that is completely dry. So white means it's dry. The other thing interesting is that this face I model out of camera just to see if I can also use it for modeling faces, okay? And it worked, because in the beginning, if you can see the video, go back with the video, you can notice that the consistency of this cold porcelain is kind of grainy. So I thought maybe this can work for the flowers, because you roll into tiny layers and it can work, and it worked. But I was not sure at that moment if this can work for faces, because we need smooth faces, right? But it worked, and I did this out of camera. But with you, then I made this with you filming, and it worked. Okay, so you can see the result. The good thing of this is that even though the consistency looks like grainy, when you smooth this cold porcelain, really you get a very nice smooth surface, as you can see here. And the other thing that I like of this cold porcelain is that it doesn't crack. Okay, it doesn't crack, and it doesn't shrink. It's not shrinkable, okay? And this is good, because we can be sure that once this is dry, it won't crack and it won't shrink. And as you notice here, as this is a small piece of cold porcelain, this is whiter than this, right? Because this face, being big amount of cold porcelain, needs more time. This is the day 3. So at this moment, this is completely dry. This dry completely in day 2. This is completely dry in day 3. And I think for this big size face, still we need maybe 2 days more to get completely dry. You can notice here in the back. In the back here, there is a different color here. This circle means that inside is still in drying process. Okay, this means that, but the outside is completely dry. Okay, so this is for your reference. I will try another recipe with you using not glutinous rice, but rice flour, using the same amount of the corn syrup that I used for this recipe, and I will film, of course, record for you, and I will share the results. But for now, I can advise this recipe in case you need to work with pieces that you don't want shrink, okay? Because I don't like when you are modeling something and then you get the result, and then for example the cold porcelain shrink, and then you know, the piece doesn't look nice. So I like this characteristic very much, okay? So that's it, friends. I hope you like this tutorial. See you in the next video. Don't forget to subscribe the outcomes about this, because I will follow this and I will tell you in a month if everything is same, or if it happens something, I will let you know. So to know the results and, you know, more tutorials, trying out of cold new recipes of cold porcelain, subscribe, and if you have any comment, please share below. Thank you, and see you in the next video. Bye.